Hello guys, it is CJ coming back at you again with some Bitcraft alpha content. So I know yesterday I promised you all that I would elaborate more on what the deal is with the Empire system as we found more details out about it. So what we have since learned is a little bit good, a little bit bad. It's going to be kind of up for your interpretation. I'm going to lay out the details and just the straight facts that we know about it, and I'll end today's video with my personal opinions just so you can skip that part if you're not interested. So quick as I can here, just to cover what we know. At the moment, recapping from yesterday if you didn't see the video, the Empire will have a reservoir of shards of some kind. Different players will be able to donate as many shards as they want from their inventory, and then these shards are spent as currency towards any Empire upgrades. Now, the way players will be getting these shards is as a form of paid currency in the game. As it stands, shards are technically free, but we do get a little bit of an idea how much they might cost based on this little stand-in that they have at the moment, where 2,500 shards is worth $4.99 USD. Now, obviously, this is very likely to change as this is just an alpha test. But yesterday we didn't know a lot of what you could do. I love that animation. I'll cover that more in a second. But yesterday we didn't get to cover a lot yet of what you could do with these shards as it wasn't fully functional. There were some bugs that happened. But as of today, we now know that Foundry that I showed off yesterday can be used, so you'll spend 100 shards and 2,500 claim supplies will make one capsule. And these capsules are what you can actually spend to start developing different structures and really getting into the Empire system. The main thing you'll be using these capsules for is to build more towers. These towers are basically your faction's way of claiming land on the map. So if you look, there's a green claim area, the purple one, the yellow one. There's a larger black claim. I haven't even fully explored the bounds of that one yet. And then there's this sort of neutral area in between that's being contested and fought over at the moment. So once a faction builds these towers, which again only cost one of those capsules, which is about 100 shards to build, the tower will need over time. So as you can see there, these towers over time will consume a passive amount of energy. And the way you put more energy is by feeding it additional capsules. So each additional capsule fed into a tower gives plus 1,000 energy. This consumption rate seems to be tied to how far away the tower is from the central claim that it started from. So the further out they get, these can go from say 2 energy per hour that they consume to 20, 30, 40. We haven't really seen a cap on how high this can get at the moment. And you may notice a second ago as well that I mentioned this area being contested between the two factions. And that's because factions can actually fight over the territory. So it's not like, oh, we claimed this, we now permanently own this. If the Ludden's faction up here wanted to, they could contest our ownership, similar to how UMB is currently contesting our ownership over this region, which happens to actually be right on top of our base. But the way this combat sieging system works, so like I was showing you, you can keep adding more of these capsules to add more energy to your tower. Now the opposing faction, we'll look at the Crow cannon here, the opposing faction can add capsules to their little siege engine here, and each capsule again adds 1,000 energy each. So what happens during the siege is passively every 10 minutes a shot is fired out of the siege engine and it gets rid of energy from the opponent's tower. The opponent can just keep adding more energy, and that's all they can really do to defend at the moment. The attackers essentially do the same, adding more energy, and every shot fired, the energy cost increases by 1. So like I was saying, every 10 minutes a shot is fired. Every time a shot's fired, the amount of energy goes up. And presumably, once a tower reaches 0 energy, the tower would be destroyed, or in the case of a siege, may just be taken over. That part is a little unclear at the moment. I imagine this is going to get refined in the future, but at the moment, the entire sieging system is basically just an AFK throw resources at the wall. Whoever has the most resources wins. So with everything covered now in mind, I kind of want to look at this from the financial side of things. So like I mentioned earlier, 2,500 shards comes out to, rounding it up, about $5 USD. This puts, of course, 5 shards being about a penny and 500 shards being about $1. Now, if we say every 100 shards is needed to build a tower, that means that a tower is about 20 cents if we convert that back to real world money. This means that every time you put a capsule into your tower to give it energy, this is about 20 cents that you spend. So as you can see, there's already a bit of a money dump happening here. And so if we start breaking down the math, we start looking and it's like, oh, my claim takes, I don't know, 100 energy per day or something. And you're starting to look, it's like, oh, well, that actually means my claim eats, 5 cents or whatever every day. And I think this is where the problem for a lot of people so far comes into play, being that this entire system ends up being very, not even pay to win, but pay to even participate. I know the developers have mentioned, or at least I've heard it rumored, that these shards are going to be tradable in-game, but not necessarily that they're going to be earnable in-game. So I think it's going to be, you have to buy these with real-world money somewhere in that pipeline of trading to get Hexite shards in-game. So it very much is going to be real money equals how powerful your towers and your cannons, etc., are going to be in the Empire system. And that's definitely something that seems to be rubbing people the wrong way. Now, it should be reiterated that at the moment, and as far as we've been told, empires are going to be entirely cosmetic. They don't actually have impact on gameplay. If I were to say, have an empire, claim a large region, anyone can just come put a base in that region, they can gather resources. There's no hindrance on gameplay for a general player or even other empires. There's no actual impact in-game due to the empire system. It's, in a way, almost a separate entity entirely from the game. It has no physical effect besides, there's a tower in the middle of a field and a cannon shooting at it. So I think while it's good that this sort of pay-to-win combat system is all like cosmetic, I think the flip side is, why even implement it? I mean, they're really banking that like, oh, people really want to play like Splatoon on the map and color the whole map their faction's color. And of course, I'd imagine there's going to be more development here, there's going to be more to gain from it, but what we're looking at so far is basically throw money at the wall and your faction will be able to pretend that they own a lot of land. They don't own any land though, there's no influence that comes with it, and I think this is really where the problem lies for a lot of people. It's pay to win, but what you win is essentially nothing. So it's a very strange system, but that's all I personally have to say about this, and that's everything we know so far. I'll of course keep you all posted. If you want to see more gameplay and learn more about the game, be sure to check out my stream tonight as of the day this video is being posted on July 10th. So I'll be live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/CJTheNerd. And go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think this is a good system? Do you think this has problems? Is this going to need a lot more refinement before it's anywhere near ready? And again, remember, this is all alpha. Feedback matters a ton here. So if you want to see something change, make sure you're filling out any of those feedback forms that the developers send out. And don't go out crazy harassing anyone if you strongly disagree with this system. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'll be sure to keep you all posted, and I hope you have a great one.